Grab every single penny you can find under the moon, under the carpets, under anywhere, and put it all on Facebook.
Whenever I go down on the YouTube route, I try to get people to have a good series of products or things that they can follow up on the back end.
Right.
So they can profit on that, because the cost per acquisition on YouTube is getting more expensive, in my experience and my observation.
And I'll tell you the reality of these two worlds, because they're very different, Sergio. I do a lot of Google Ads myself. We have an AdWords department, and we put a lot of attention on it. But one thing that I've seen over the years is that for the small business that doesn't have a big advertising budget, you cannot start just with the Google Ads world, because it's not going to be affordable. Now, you can get to a point in which Google Ads becomes a powerhouse. For example, I can tell you for Dr. Berg, Google Ads are a very big deal and a very big part of the marketing results. Why? Because he has a humongous audience. Natural Slim, for my dad's brand, we do a lot of Google Ads, YouTube advertising. Why? Because we have a humongous audience. The way that I look at Google Ads, YouTube ads at this point is, it's like a step on the journey that when somebody already is engaging with the content, they're watching the videos, they're visiting the websites, at that point, Google Ads becomes that much more valuable. But to drive cold traffic, nothing is a quicker path than social media. And again, I think anybody that's here on Facebook or on YouTube, or you, Sergio, that you know me, I call myself the Facebook ninja. Just like you call your website I Love Google Ads, and you had to niche down on something that when I did my podcast, I called it The Power of Marketing, and nobody was paying attention. But when I named it the Facebook Marketing Ninja, the podcast took off. Well, niching down is a big deal. So I myself, I'm an expert marketer, and I understand marketing in general, and I'm obsessed with marketing and attention, but I'm not necessarily a Facebook fan. When I look at, for example, this is like the company, right? That's over here. You can see here, this is the Facebook stock that's happening like every single, you might be seeing it in reverse, but it's going up, all right? Up in a big way. This is Facebook stocks today. Yesterday, the company reached $150 billion in market cap. It's going to be the next $1 trillion corporation. When I see that, I mean, if you compare them to the second place and the third place and the fourth place, they are so far away from the attention-grabbing world. Like, they have a massive separation. And because of that, I have been putting so much attention on the Facebook platform. And as you know, Sergio, I did the whole course and the training and the coaching program and the weekly trainings. And I have a big dedication to the Facebook platform, because for the mom and pop, for the small business, for the small guys that we don't have an immense advertising budget, there's no better opportunity. And I know that I might be preaching to the choir, and that's not the idea, but the point, in fact, is that if you have a small budget, you got to put it all on social media. I'll tell you something that, a true story, Sergio, that I can give credit where credit is due. About 4 years ago, this is a story that you might not know, I went with my father. He's a content machine. This guy is a powerhouse. 2,000 episodes on his YouTube channel now. We do hundreds of posts every single week. His content has taken off, like incredible. 70-year-old man. For those of you guys that are in the 60s or 70s and think that you're too old, just be clear. This guy is a machine, doing it every day. I'm trying to actually have them separate a little bit so he can just create more products and be a researcher. But he's intense. Point is that 4 years ago, you know Gary Vaynerchuk, right?
Of course, yeah.
In the world of marketing, we all do. Gary V and I had a connection through email, and we kept on talking back and forth to each other. Why? Because before he really exploded, the story that a lot of people don't know about us is that we have a YouTube channel called Metabolismo TV, which stands for Metabolism TV. Okay, good. So if you guys know Gary Vaynerchuk, you know that he has a YouTube channel, which is where he started, called Wine Library TV. So, all honesty, full disclaimer, and we even told Gary this, we literally plagiarized his entire marketing strategy.
Sorry.
Sergio's checking it out right there, right? That's my dad right there. That Sergio just pulled up his video. We literally plagiarized his entire Wine Library TV strategy, the whole thing. How did that happen? Well, because in 2012, when we didn't have enough attention, it's been 8 years now, when my dad's book was kind of like, it was selling well, but we weren't taking off, and we had a little small office the size of a bathroom in Natural Slim USA. We were not doing that well. My dad got in his hands a book called Crush It. A lot of you guys might have heard about this book. It's a book that Gary wrote. It was his first book on the subject of social media and the opportunity. We took that book. My dad gave it to me and my wife, and he said, you got to read this. We sat down, we strategized, and the concept of Metabolismo TV was created based on that book. So along the way, we started taking off. 2014, 2015, the content starts taking off. My dad was doing 4 videos every single week. Now he does 7, but it started taking off. So we became a success story. So at some point, 2015, I sent him an email, and then we started getting in communication back and forth, and he was excited about it, and then he started pitching me to buy some of his new books, and we had a lot of conversation back and forth on email, and at one point he said, why don't you guys come to our office and visit me? I want to give you a one-on-one strategy. True story, all right? One of the episodes, the Daily V, which I think they canceled, and now it's called the Weekly V, but I think it's episode 37, and I think it's called Jersey Boy. You can make a note of that and look for it, Daily V Jersey Boy. My dad, myself, and my wife, we are in his office, and we went over strategy. At that point, we were doing okay. I think we had like 50,000 subscribers. We were a good success story. Natural Slim was uptrending. We were getting all this attention. Products were selling. We expanded to a couple of different countries. We're in 9 countries now. At that point, we were in 3 countries only. And the one thing that he said, my biggest takeaway, Sergio, at that point, he said, okay, I want to tell you guys something. And this is very important. I need you guys to pay attention. And I'm a big fan of Gary. There's not many people that I call a mentor of mine. Ben Cummins is a mentor. Gary Vee is a mentor. My dad is a mentor. It doesn't go beyond these 3 guys. That's just the way it is, right? I was very close to his content and his information, and we connected so much that I call him a mentor. He sat us down 2015. Might have been 2016, 4 years ago, and he said, I need you guys to figure out the least that you need to survive. The least that you need to survive. To pay your bills, to pay your rent, to pay your school for your kids, pay your food, whatever it is. The least possible that you have to take home, all right? Figure that out for all 3 of you guys. Once you do, this is talking about me, my wife, and my dad, which we are the partners in the corporation. And he looked at me and he said, I want you to put every single other penny, every single penny that you can find, and put it all on Facebook. Don't spread it, all right? Don't go to Google, don't go to this one, don't go email marketing this one, that one, or investor here. Don't go to a billboard. Grab every single penny you can find under the moon, under the carpets, under anywhere, and put it all on Facebook. And my dad was shocked because at that point he was doing TV. We're doing like $100,000 in advertising on television. We were doing radio. He was so like impacted by it that as soon as we got out, he said, son, let's do it. Let's go ahead. Let's pull the plug. Let's go all in. And we went all in. And what happened after that is history, Sergio. We blew up to another extreme. At that point, I can tell you that we were doing probably $1.5 million a year, $2 million a year at the most. This year, we're probably going to end up breaking $40 million internationally in just 4 years. Why? Good advice, man. When you get good advice and if somebody's smart and you have something that you know is really valuable and it becomes a truth to you, it becomes a reality, you follow through, you get stuff done, and I'm sure that you have gone through that yourself, that you get good advice, good education, good information, and then you execute and magical things happen. So we went all out. My dad, 66 years old at this point, we said, let's do it, son. I'm pulling the plug. Cancel TV, cancel this one, cancel that one. Let's get all our coins and we're going all in. And that's what we did. We got millions of followers on Facebook. We crossed 3 million subscribers on YouTube right now. How did the YouTube explosion happen so much? Well, Facebook became our traffic generating source. With Facebook, we ended up creating one of the biggest Facebook Messenger lists. First of all, we got 1.5 million people on ManyChat. I dare anybody to tell me that they have a bigger list than what we have worldwide. And I know ManyChat knows that. Our size is double the list size, for example, of a Dr. Berg or a lot of these guys that are out there. And we have a powerful list. And that list, once you have that list, which was built through Facebook, through social media, we have used that list to flow this power to YouTube and all these other places. So you use that as this is where you can get all the traffic that you need. And then once you build an audience and you have people consuming the content like we do, for example, on our YouTube channel, then on YouTube, we start retargeting people. And now at that point, we can do Google Ads and do pre-rolls and we do Google Search Consoles and we do all that stuff. We get it done, but only after we have an audience. I really recommend to people to go to Sergio and go to ilovegoogleads.com. Once you get your content strategy rolling enough that you have an audience built on Google, all right? If you have that built on YouTube, then at that point, you should be doing some advertising on that platform because advertising to warm audiences on Google is an absolute powerhouse winner marketing strategy. So you can do that right there, but if you're gonna go cold traffic, no, save your money, guys. Save your money and keep it on the social media world because social media is your golden opportunity to be able to generate the attention of new eyeballs. Does that make sense, Sergio? What do you think about that?
Yes, I'm taking notes as you're taking it. I really like it. I'm gonna use it as part of the principles that as part of the pillars that I use. So this is good. This is good. And I was getting like tons of ideas already on creating UTMs and different things for the retargeting as you were speaking. So, I totally get you. Yes.
Good. Something that I'll tell you before I forget, Sergio. One thing that I regret not having the time to do, and I wish I could do it, and I see somebody like you, and I can see the potential and the opportunity. If you really want to grow this agency, where's your attention on this agency? Do you really want to grow it? Do you really want to expand the agency? Okay. Well, let me tell you what a golden opportunity is. You should be paying me for this advice, all right? I'm not gonna charge you. This is like huge. My wife is upset at me because I'm not doing this enough. We need to cater to our Latin audiences, man. You need to cater to them. When you look at, for example, Natural Slim, right now we are in Natural Slim offices. AGM Marketing shares space with Natural Slim. We have buildings over here and we're growing and it's awesome. Let me tell you something. My dad, with our content, which is Metabolismo TV content, we have audiences throughout the world. I can tell you that if we break it down, 25% of them are from Mexico. 50% of them are around the world. Colombia, you got 10%. Spain, you got 10%. Costa Rica, Ecuador, Panama, Argentina, etc. The USA is 22% of our entire audiences. And the company here in the USA, I told you $40 million a year, right? We're going to break 40 million. The USA only is going to break 25. Just USA. And we are 100% Latin servicing. We don't service Americans. The people that buy from us that are US speaking only people, like English speaking only, they buy from us accidentally because maybe they ran into my dad's book, which is in English. It's called The Power of Your Metabolism. Maybe they got a referral from a neighbor who's a Latin person. Those are the people that buy from us, from the English-speaking world. We cater to the Latin community. In the US alone, this is one of the most underutilized gold mines in the world. In the US alone, out of 300 million people in this country, 50 million of them are Latin American people. And these people are not being serviced, they're not being talked to. They're not. So I, myself, have not been able to jump into that world because my marketing agency, obviously, I'm the face, I'm the personal brand. I talk in English all the time, even though my language is Spanish. That's my main language. Obviously, you guys can probably sense the accent. So I, myself, I have been talking in English nonstop for years now. And I have abandoned the Latin world, which is in desperate need for education. So if you really want to grow fast the agency, I would do everything in your power to make sure that you start catering to these people. Start doing content. Look at the roadmap that I created myself. My agency, Sergio, is built on me and my personal brand. People that are my clients came in through one of two ways. Either they are my fans of my content, consuming my videos, doing my programs, doing my courses, or they are referrals from clients that are really happy. That's it. So if you want to get clients in the Latin world, Mexico, United States, and all these countries, that is a really golden opportunity, but you got to start doing content, you got to start doing videos, you got to start educating, you start giving tips and becoming a personal brand. And that is the fastest road for you to be able to get a huge influx of clients. And then along the way, Sergio, you can do the training that I give you guys, how to build a team. We've done a lot of training on that. How can you create a system that duplicates what you know? So you at the same time don't have to be running the campaigns yourself, and that has to be built by you. Right now, I can tell you that I don't run campaigns. I don't run marketing campaigns. I only run campaigns with you guys when we're doing training every single week. We create things together sometimes, and we look over your accounts, and we do all the things, but I don't personally run campaigns. I'm in charge over marketing, and I'm in charge over strategies, and I'm in charge over being the CEO of the organization. But other than that, we just keep on getting people trained along the way. I think I have been doing this content, my first ever live seminar, first ever time that I ever got on stage. Again, full of like public speaking fears, wondering what the heck am I doing on this stage talking to these people? I shouldn't be here. I'm a faker. All those things that are part of like becoming a personal brand. It's incredible how you will see people at the top of their game still go for these things. My first ever was on January 2017. So it's been 3.5 years by now that I have been doing this aggressively. By now, I don't even know, hundreds of webinars, thousands, so many content pieces, 200, 400 publications a week, so many hundreds of episodes on podcasts and so on. So it's been 3.5 years. And if you look at my social media, Sergio, you're not gonna see me getting 1 billion views on every single video. Sometimes you don't even see me getting 100, 200, 500 views. But what you will not see either is that there's a lot of people being influenced by you that you don't even get to see, and then you meet them and they tell you life-changing stories, and it's incredible. And then I also have people coming into AGM. We have a big list of clients already in AGM. Many of them are VIPs. Many of them are, I got a couple celebrities. I got some big companies. I got public corporations. How did it all happen? The word travels, man. It travels. People start talking about it, and who knows? Somebody talks about this, and somebody talks about that, and somebody mentions your name, and then you create a positive effect. And then what happens is what I have today, which is people that are on my agency, that are my clients, that I get to deliver my strategies on. They're generally my fans. So when I join a meeting, for example, they're like, oh my God, Manuel, you're here. So you get to realize the effect that you're creating. Even at my scale, which is nothing compared to some of these big boys that are up there, we're still creating some massive effects. So you just want to put your head down and do it and work aggressively every day, building a system while you get your personal brand out there, because you can't think about a number of months or a number of years. You just got to just do it. And if it's valuable enough, eventually people will want to pay attention and stay close to you. And I can tell you one thing, the Latin audience is definitely incredibly underserviced. And they need more marketing help, and they need more marketing power, and they need people to teach them, especially in this era